بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صلى الله عليك يا سيدي ومولاي يا رسول الله. صلى الله عليك يا سيدي ومولاي وابن مولاي يا أبا عبد الله، يا رحمة الله الواسعة ويا باب نجاة الأمة، غريب يا مظلوم كربلاء، يا ليتنا كنا معكم سيدي فنفوز فوزا عظيما. لعن الله الظالمين لكم من الأولين والآخرين وألحقهم بدرك الجحيم. قال الله سبحانه وتعالى: إنما يتقبل الله من المتقين. صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. Today it marks the third day after Ashura, when the family of Imam Hussain alayhi salam was carried to Kufa, and they have entered the city of Kufa after passing all the horrible features they have seen in the tragedy of Karbala. Well, the people of Kufa, they remember Amir al-Mu'mineen Salamullahi alayh, because he lived as a caliph, as a governor for 4 years, almost 5 years with them. Beside, a great number of them were followers of Ahlul Bayt. But why the people of Kufa did not support Imam Hussain alayhi salam? It is because there was 4,500 of the sincere Shias in jail of Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad, like Maytham al-Tammar and Mukhtar al-Thaqafi and similar people, Sulaiman ibn Surad al-Khuza'i, and so on. All of them were in jail. They were not outside, so they could not come to Karbala because Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad made a siege around Kufa and did not allow anybody to leave Kufa unless to be in the army of Umar ibn Sa'd, and the rest of the Shias who refused to join the army, he took them to jail and put them there. So when the people of Kufa generally, they heard about the tragedy of Karbala, and now in that shape they see the heads of Ahlul Bayt, Imam Hussain and Abu al-Fadl and Ali al-Akbar and the rest of Ahlul Bayt Salamullah alayhim are on spears coming, and all of the army, Umar ibn Sa'd with his army, they have come, and Ibn Ziyad is ready to see them. Naturally, people of Kufa came outside. They heard about fight and war and killing, but they have not seen the true picture. When they saw the heads of Ahlul Bayt and see the family of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam kept as captives, they did not really tolerate that and start crying. And here it was the role of Sayyidah Zainab Salamullahi alayha to propagate for the aim and objects of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, because she has to carry the message now, and the main thing is to propagate for that aim. She delivered great sermon there to the people of Kufa that, are you crying now? Yes, by Allah, you have to cry all your life. Do you know what have you done? You have killed the grandson of the Prophet, and you have injured the heart of the Prophet, and you are destroying Islam. So it is for you to weep and cry all your life. And the people, were moved by her speech that they started crying more and more. And some of them, were really astonished of the eloquency of Sayyidah Zainab Salamullahi alayha, being a woman, and she has suffered so much in the tragedy, and now she dares to speak so eloquently to propagate Islam to the people. Imam Zainul Abidin Salamullah alayhi also, he delivered a sermon and told the people about what they have done. And here the people asked him that, okay, Ibn Rasulullah, tell us what to do. Now we are with you. Of course, that is what with you is by tongue, not by heart. He said, no, you want to mislead me like the letters you have given to my father. Well, you have to remain in this sorrow and you have to remain in this situation because the tragedy you did is unforgivable. And that actually was the beginning to move the people of Kufa to realize the great sin they have done by killing Imam Hussain, or at least by not supporting the cause of Imam Hussain, and then their children, their father, their brother, their sister, their husbands, depends on the wife and others, all they have gone and participated in the army who killed Imam Hussain. Well, some of the women were really very sincere and honest, and one of them, her husband was telling her that I brought the head of Imam Hussain and I want to get my money, my gift from Ubaidullah bin Ziyad. She said, woe to you, you killed the grandson of the Holy Prophet and now you expect to get some gift from the rulers who are tyrant rulers. By Allah, I will not talk to you. And then she was away of him till she died, So some of the women really were taking great position in that way. And some of the women, when they came and they found the children were hungry, they brought some dates to give them. Well, the children, small children, they found food because the army of Umar bin Sa'd was giving very limited amount of food to the caravan of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. And that continued till they have gone to Sham. Even it was mentioned in the history that Sayyidah Zainab Salamullah alayha, in the way she was offering her nafile while sitting, Imam Zain al-Abidin asked her that, Amma, my aunt, why you are like? She said, well, I have no power to stand. And the reason was the food given to her, because she sees the children are not satisfied with the amount of food. So her food she distributed also to them and remain without food in the roads, So much they were under pressure, even little food was not. And what is the food? It's usually a piece of bread. Even that is not giving sufficiently. So it is not astonishing if the children, when they see date, they take the date. Then Sayyidah Zainab Salamullah alayha told one of the children, took the date out from his mouth and throw it out and said to all people of Kufa, we are Sayyids, we are descendants of the Prophet, and the sadaqah is not allowed for us. So the children, when they heard Sayyidah Zainab Salamullah alayha saying that, each one start telling the other that our aunt said it is not allowed for us to eat sadaqah, and they throw the date from their mouth and return it back to the people of Kufa. They brought them to the castle of Ubaidullah bin Ziyad. Now usually the dictators are proud of the people, of the army, because they themselves has no personality, Their personality is by dictatorship and killing the people, threatening the people, harassment. That is their usually personality. Otherwise, they themselves has neither have a knowledge nor piety nor morals, nothing of that, Their morality is only dictatorship, and people are afraid of them. So he was sitting and he was proud that these are captives were brought there. And he was looking to the women. He said to Zainab, sit in one side so that he may not see her or realize. But he noticed that most of the women were around this lady, and this lady is not showing herself. So he asked, who is this lady who is not showing herself? Some told her that she is Zainab bint Ali. Then he wanted to abuse her, and now it is really a shame for him to be a ruler, and a woman who has lost her brothers and cousins and sons and all that in that terrible situation. Now he abused her unnecessarily for nothing. But that is the psyche of the dictators. It is like that. They don't care for any human value, though they call themselves by tongue as a Muslim. So he said that thanks God that Allah has killed your brother and we get rid of him. So she replied him, those people Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has decreed death upon them, and they went to the decreed things for them. So it was decreed by Allah and they were moving to their fate and destiny. But in the day of judgment, Allah will gather you with them. So you see who will be successful in that day. And then she told him, ثَكَلَتْكَ أُمُّكَ يَا ابْنَ مَرْجَانَ. ثَكَلَتْكَ أُمُّكَ means may you die and your mother stay to weep for you. That is a word in Arabic is used, you know. Ibn Marjana told him by his mother, O son of Marjana, means you are not legitimate son of your father, so you are called by your mother. So he got very angry and he has no reply, and she found her first of all telling the people that you are following a leader who is not legitimate, and you Muslims, you claim that the leader has to be of legitimate source. And secondly, now in the day of judgment when he is with Imam Hussain, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will support whom? It's very clear now. The comparison is very clear in the front of the people. So he got angry and stood in order to well, as a scribe want to stripe her. Amr ibn Hurayth told him that, what are you doing? He said, well, don't you listen what she is saying? Well, she said she is a woman and she lost her brothers. Don't care for that. So he wanted now to burn her heart more. He brought head of Imam Hussain salamullahi alayhi and start beating the head with his stick. You see that are really show that they are really not a human being. And still the history of Muslims say that they are representing Islam. As we said, Bani Umayyah are representing Jahiliyyah, not Islam. Representing those who were idol worshippers and only wild a human being, even not civilized a human being. There are human beings who may not be Muslim and not be a believer, but still they are civilized. Well, what Bani Umayyah were doing is those people who are doing in jungles, They kill each other, eat each other, and they don't care for any human value. But unfortunately, that history is presented as history of Islam, which is not. It is history of tyrant rulers who ruled there. But that is, subhanallah, the weakness of our propaganda, and it is mostly the governments were ruled by the dictators, and each dictator support the dictator before him. Otherwise, he will lose his own honor in front of the people. So that was the situation. Then Imam Zain al-Abidin, salamullahi alayh, he asked his Amma that, let me talk to Ibn Ziyad so that at least he will not be with the Sayyidah Zainab salamullahi alayha. And he, Ibn Ziyad asked him, what is your name? He said, I am Ali ibn al-Hussein. He said, isn't it that Allah killed Ali ibn al-Hussein? He mean Ali al-Akbar. But you see the word, he said Allah killed, not the tyrant rulers killed. He want to say, no, what was killed is Allah's decision. So he put it indirectly, isn't it that Allah killed Ali ibn al-Hussein? He said, Imam Zain al-Abidin replied that I had a brother called Ali, the people killed him. So again here, that is a reply to him that what you claim Allah killed him, it is not Allah. Allah did not order you to kill him. You were tyrant rulers and you killed him. Then he realized that he was exposed in front of the people, and what Imam Zain al-Abidin is saying is to expose him in front of the people around him. He said, well, do you dare to talk to me and discuss and argue with me? Imam Zain al-Abidin said, those people, they were killed, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take the souls of the people when they die. He recited the ayah. So now Ibn Ziyad wanted to take revenge from Sayyidah Zainab and tried to kill Imam Zain al-Abidin. And here the protector of Imamate is the Sayyidah Zainab Salamullahi alayha. She came and hugged Imam Zain al-Abidin, and he said, well, O Ibn Ziyad, it is sufficient, the blood that you have shed from our family is sufficient for you. Leave this one for us, otherwise you kill me with him. I will not allow you to kill him unless I am killed before him. So he felt ashamed that so much bloodshed he did, and now again he is killing the captives and the innocent people. Then he asked them to be in jail and was sent to the jail in Kufa. Sayyidah Zainab Salamullahi alayha, when she was in jail, she asked that no one of the women is allowed to come to visit us except if she was before captives, and she was afraid because she realized the sorrow and dishonor of the captivity. Then only those were allowed to come. Suddenly a door was knocked, and there was an old aged lady. She came and they asked, who are you? She said, well, I am Taw'a and I want to come. They said, the condition is this. She said, no, I have a special news for Sayyidah Zainab. I will to relate that to her. Then they asked, okay, come in. She came in, and then she started telling Sayyidah Zainab Salamullahi alayha about the story of Muslim ibn Aqil. She said, I am Taw'a, and that happened to Muslim ibn Aqil. He was at my house that night, but unfortunately my son was dishonest, and then ultimately I am not a man to fight the people and protect him, and I lost my guest in that tragedy which has happened to him. Naturally, the daughters of Muslim ibn Aqil were among the captives, and that increased their sorrow in that way. Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salam was with them anyhow and waiting that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will decree what to be done. At times Ibn Ziyad was thinking to kill them. Then he sent a message to Yazid about what happened, and Yazid told him, okay, send the captives to us to Sham. And then they were moved in the way to go to Sham. In the roads, the people in the main cities were so much shocked because the news from Kufa and the sermons of Sayyidah Zainab and Imam Zain al-Abidin and then Ruqayya and others who discussed was so influential to affect the propaganda that people in the cities in the way to Sham, they used to go through the river, by the river Euphrates and the river Dijla to Mosul, from Mosul to Syria. That was the route. They were there, and the people were against them. Wherever they moved, the people were fighting with them so that they were not entering the main cities. They were afraid the people will attack them and kill them, because not a big army, naturally, few hundred people are taking care of them. So they were afraid of that. But then when they reached Mosul, in north of Iraq, it looks some of the daughters of Imam Hussain alayhi salam were, because of being tired, they died there. Until today their grave is there, and it's called in the Arabic language Qabr Banat Sayyidina al-Hasan. This is how people of Mosul recognize it. And I hear that some of the elderly people in Mosul, it was related to them. He said that before there were no hospitals in Mosul, but we had no patients here. Whoever gets sick, he will go to the grave of Banat Sayyidina al-Hassan, daughters of Imam Hassan, take little from the dust there, eat that one, and with the blessing of that, he get cured. We had no problem in our life. But nowadays, though there are so many big hospitals and medical college, still we see thousands of people are still suffering of sickness, you know. So from 1,400 years till today, that blessing of the grave of daughters of Imam Hassan is there till today remained. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted the things to remain in a blessing of Ahlul Bayt salamullahi alayhim there. And there is a place in Mosul today called Hammamul Ali. Sometimes they change it to Hammamul Alil. Hammam is the bathroom, Al-Ali for Ali, Imam Ali ibn al-Hussain, Zain al-Abidin. But they later on changed Ali to Alil. Alil means the sick. And in that well, it is no underground water is coming, and the people go and take bath, and they are getting a cure from their sickness. And it is called in name of Imam Zain al-Abidin, Salamullah alayhi, from 1,400 years till today, which is called Hammamul Ali. In Mosul, they call Al-Ali, not Al-Alil. Al-Alil, later on, officially, the government wrote it as Hammamul Alil, means the bath for the sick people. You know. And there is also in Mosul a mosque called Masjid Dosat Ali. Dosat means the pressure of the foot. You know, called Dosa means the effect of the foot. There is a stone there, and there is a sign on the stone for 2 feet, and they said, Ali, I mean, they don't know Ali ibn Abi Talib, or probably Imam Zain al-Abidin was there. They said this is the effect of his feet on the stone. It has affected, and that stone till today is there. And a mosque is built, which is there. And you imagine when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants the memory of Ahlul Bayt to remain, 1,400 years till now has passed, and still name of Ahlul Bayt is there. Well, it is mentioned, while they were moving, suddenly the spear where head of Imam Hussain alayhi salam was there, it stood fast, and they could not carry it from the ground. And the face turned toward Kufa rather than toward Sham, you know, turned back. They tried a lot to remove the spear, they could not. And they did not know what to do and what has happened suddenly. They came to Imam Zain al-Abidin and told him, what is the matter? Now we don't know what happened. Imam Salamullahi alayhi said, see if there are any one of the children missing, and maybe head of Imam Hussein is looking to the missing child. They looked to the numbered the children, they found, yes, one of the small children is missing. While they were walking, it looks one of the child fell down, and they did not realize that. So when they went, they found a small baby. She stand, move, and fell down, because not easy to move the ground. And he said, wait for the child, wait for the orphan, wait for the weak. That I am orphan of Hussein and I cannot run, you wait for me. And that call was heard by head of Imam Hussein Salamullahi alayh, that he stopped all the caravan till the people came and got her. إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون والعاقبة للمتقين. اللهم إنا نسألك وندعوك بجلال وجهك العظيم وبقرآنك العظيم وبمحمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين وبالحسين الوجيه وجده وأبيه وأمه وأخيه والتسعة المعصومين من بنيه أن تعجل فرج وليك صاحب العصر والزمان، وأن تجعلنا من أنصاره وأعوانه ومن المجاهدين بين يديه. اللهم اقض بهم حوائجنا واغفر بهم ذنوبنا وارحم بهم موتانا واشف بهم مرضانا ووسع بهم أرزاقنا وبارك بهم لنا في ديننا ودنيانا وآخرتنا واكشف هذه الغمة عن هذه الأمة. وإلى أرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات خصوصا موتى الحاضرين، رحم الله من يقرأ سورة الفاتحة قبلها صلوات.